think that the question that all Americans are asking now is how quickly will this get to me? It's great news that you have 200 million doses lined up from Moderna. We've got this 100 million doses from Pfizer. I guess there's still questions about what's happening with that. Have you signed the contract for a second batch of doses from Pfizer?
Well, I do wish we would stop just talking about this Pfizer thing. You know, we've got 100 million from Pfizer through March 31st, about 20 million a month. We've got the Moderna 100 million. We've got a second quarter of Moderna. We're actually enhancing Moderna's production capabilities to produce even more, and we're working with Pfizer, and I think we're very optimistic that we'll secure additional quantities in the second quarter, but they're going to need help from us on their manufacturing. As you know, they had originally committed that they could produce publicly 100 million doses by the end of this year. They had to cut that in half to 50 million. The U.S. is getting its share, and we're obviously distributing their vaccine. But we're having constructive discussions with them and seeing where we can get to on that. But remember, we now have commitments for 900 million doses of vaccine. We have options to take us up to 3 billion doses of vaccine. And we're looking at J&J and AstraZeneca possibly having data early January.
Sure, but Pfizer is the only one that to date has received the emergency use authorization. I think that's why people are so focused on that. I mean, if they have the ability to get us more doses in the second quarter, you would think that that would be a high priority.
It is a high priority. We want to add to our arsenal on our portfolio, but we've actually got a lot of vaccine coming. And there's none of this changes the proximate immediate term of what Pfizer can deliver out of their manufacturing. We're maximizing that. We'll help them obviously get higher yields if they're willing to take our help. But you know, this is all second quarter at this point that we're talking about.
What do you mean willing to take your help? I thought HHS was already determining under Operation Warpspeed which companies would be getting access to some of the critical components of these vaccines.
You see, Pfizer's got a different relationship with us. They're part of Operation Warpspeed. We have a $2 billion commitment for those first 100 million doses, but they've kept things more arm's length at their insistence throughout. So we contract with a guaranteed purchase,
so it's not
but we don't.
Operation Warpspeed.
But I'm sorry.
So they're not Operation Warpspeed?
They are part of Operation Warpspeed, but Becky, it's a different relationship. We contract, give them a guaranteed purchase that allows them to make capital investments, have a predictable purchaser, but we don't have complete visibility into their manufacturing because they've kept that a bit more arm's length. Now, I'd like to see that changed. I'd like to have more visibility into that, and we are willing to provide every tool the U.S. government has to assist them in maximizing their yields, increasing production capacity.
So it's not a matter of cost that's the holdup here?
Oh, no.
It's not, are
no,
they
it's not
asking
about
for
cost.
more money?
Becky, no, it's not. This is not an issue of cost. It's about capabilities. We're working with them. It's very productive discussions. We'll use the full power of the U.S. government to assist, maximize production, as we always have been willing to do. I'm very optimistic we'll get to a good place there.
In terms of what to expect from Moderna, are you thinking that we could see these vaccines kind of roll out to Americans starting either this weekend or next week, too?
Well, assuming the advisory committee goes well today and the FDA determines to grant authorization, we've already given Tuesday night an allocation to the governors of 5.9 million doses of Moderna vaccine that we're ready to start shipping this weekend to them for rollout Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of next week. So we're ready to go. The 5.9 million allocation on Moderna on top of the additional 2 million Pfizer allocation for next week.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.